Retirement is another chapter in one's life. It's a beginning for all sorts of explorations and initiatives. Unfortunately, the bills don't stop, and many individuals realize that their financial numbers don't quite work out. There's a retirement shortfall. But here is the good news. There are smart actions you can take to address that shortfall no matter where you are on your journey. Your retirement dream doesn't have to dissolve. Hi, I'm Harry Starn, and welcome to the Starn Standard Practical Content Knowledge video. In this recording, I'll be sharing actions you can take when you realize your retirement savings are inadequate for your future needs. Planning for retirement shortfalls vary depending on whether your retirement is still some time off in the future or if you're already in that third stage of your life. However, please realize that you have the ability to adjust. You just need to stay proactive in your planning, believe that you can adapt to the situation, and commit to action. Okay, let's begin by dealing with retirement shortfalls given that the start of your retirement is still some time off. Following that, we'll examine actions that can be taken during retirement. Increase savings. Allocating more to your annual savings is obviously a priority. These contributions may be directed to your traditional or Roth IRA, your employer retirement plan, and or your brokerage account. If the employer offers matching dollars on your employee deferrals, then make sure to defer enough money to pick up that maximum match. That's free money, and you never leave free money on the table. In order to generate surplus dollars that can be targeted to your annual savings, you'll need to revisit your budget. Are there ways to increase your income? For example, could you create a second income stream? Where can you cut expenses? Might you reduce the cost of your vacation spending? Remember, budgeting has nothing to do with having to give something up. Rather, you're simply taking control of your money and making informed decisions that will help you in the future. Reposition investments. You work for your money. Is your money working for you? Well, just take a look at how you're currently invested. Earning 2% in a bank savings account, and that's before tax, won't even keep up with the rate of inflation. Given that you have some time before the start of your retirement, you need to leverage the power of compound interest. Consider this example. An investor's current portfolio is worth $100,000. She intends to make annual end-of-the-year contributions of $7,000. If the portfolio earns an annual growth rate of 2%, then it's going to be worth $198,547 in 10 years. In contrast, the portfolio would be worth $317,298 if it was invested in growth assets with an annual 8% return. Reposition your investment portfolio for a higher expected rate of return because you need some exposure to growth assets. Of course, the actual asset allocation needs to reflect your personal and financial circumstances, your future need, your risk tolerance, your investment timeline, and your preferences and constraints. You may want to consult with an investment professional in structuring your investment portfolio for a higher level of expected return over time. Retirement vision. How do you envision the retirement phase of your life? Do you see yourself traveling, spending more time with grandchildren, becoming active in volunteer work, focusing on your hobbies? Many of us in the financial services industry were taught that 70% of pre-retirement income was a reasonable estimate for the annual income need during retirement. If a person was living on $100,000 pre-start of retirement, then a $70,000 after start of retirement income needs seemed reasonable. I don't believe that was accurate because people get accustomed to a lifestyle and expenses typically increase the first few years following retirement because that person now has the ability to do things that they've been putting off, like taking a prolonged trip. If the savings shortfall is significant, then you may need to reassess the reality of your vision and adjust. Delayed or phased in retirement. Delaying the start of your retirement for even a few years or phasing in that retirement with part-time work would most certainly help your financial situation. Not only would income from employment continue, but you would be receiving important employee benefits like healthcare and additional retirement contributions. Consider this scenario. Jack decides to postpone his retirement for 3 years. His annual income will be $100,000 in each of those 3 years. His retirement savings at age 67 amount to $600,000. Given the assumption that he will contribute $10,000 per year in each of those extended years, and the portfolio's growth rate is 6.8%, then his retirement lump sum at age 70 increases to $762,998. Based on the retirement income need and portfolio return assumption, the 3-year delay in the start of retirement extends the longevity of retirement savings from age 77 to age 84. That's significant. Late Social Security filing. Another benefit of postponing the start of retirement is the fact that it might allow you to delay filing for Social Security benefits until you're age 70. That action would provide a higher monthly benefit compared to what would be received at age 67. Consider Jack's scenario again. At age 67, which is Jack's full retirement age, he would receive $2,100 per month benefit. That amount is based on his average monthly inflation-adjusted earnings over his highest 35 income years, and that amount's applied to a Social Security breakpoint schedule. If he delays filing until 70, his benefits increase 8% per year. The $2,100 monthly benefit, increasing 8% for 3 years, increases to $2,604, which means an additional $6,048 in benefits over the full year. Planning for future health care. Healthcare costs in retirement represent a wild card. It's a variable that could collapse your savings nest egg. It's important to do your best to cap these unknown costs. I'll address planning for potential healthcare costs in another video. Okay, let's now shift our attention to dealing with retirement shortfalls when you are already retired. The stress goes up here, given the situation, right? But there are answers. 6 specific actions that you could take to address the financial shortfall during the retirement period include part-time work, pursue a side gig, readjust your spending, taking out a reverse mortgage, downsizing the home, and efficient tax planning. Part-time work. The supplemental income from a part-time job, which might be a few $100 or a few $1,000s per month, can help to stretch the retirement savings. Moreover, it might promote personal development, social connections, physical movement, each of which is important for mental and physical health. That can impact or lessen those future healthcare costs. A side gig. You might use your skills acquired from years of active employment to start a side hustle, where your income might end up being meaningful. The benefits of this endeavor include flexible work hours, and the ability to work from home. Examples of a side gig include bookkeeping, freelance writer, a part-time consultant, adjunct teaching, pet sitter, or even a YouTube content creator. Readjust spending. Beyond looking for ways to increase income, you could shift your focus to reducing your expenses. You are in complete control of your cash flows. How might you reduce some of those variable fixed expenses like utility bills, transportation costs? What discretionary expenses like trips and restaurant meals can be lowered? It's important to proactively budget your cash inflows and outflows. A reverse mortgage. The reverse mortgage is a viable strategy for retirees who are asset rich, significant equity in their home, but cash flow challenged. To qualify for a reverse mortgage, you must be at least 62 years old with substantial equity in your home. There's an initial cost to lock in the reverse mortgage. However, once you have that reverse mortgage in place, you can access it at any time. You can start it, you can stop it as you move forward. The proceeds are received tax-free, and the tax-free income can help you stay in your home. The proceeds can be received as an ongoing annuity stream every month, or as a lump sum, or a combination of the two. Once you sell your home or you are no longer living in the home for a prolonged period, then you must repay the loan to that lender with their accrued interest. The remaining equity is yours. Downsizing the home. Many retirees elect to downsize the home. Perhaps the large home is no longer needed. Perhaps they decide to move to be maybe closer to their children, their grandchildren, or they just need the cash flow. The downsizing decision should be made after careful consideration of the pros and the cons. Net proceeds from the sale can be partially used to fund day-to-day expenses, with the remainder going to an investment portfolio, which should be positioned for some compound growth. Tax minimization. Efficient tax withdrawal strategies from retirement savings can help to extend the longevity of your savings portfolio, because every dollar you save, every tax dollar saved can be invested to compound. I refer you to my video entitled Want to Secure Retirement? Learn these 6 core principles. In that video, I describe the typical tax-efficient withdrawal order that you have given there are assets in a taxable account, a tax-deferred account, and a tax-free Roth IRA or Roth retirement plan. In this video, you discovered ways to deal with retirement shortfalls, both a shortfall realized before the start of retirement and a shortfall realized during retirement. It just involves staying proactive in your planning, believing that you have the ability to adapt to the situation, and committing to action. Well, thank you for watching this Star & Standard Practical Knowledge video. I hope that these insights help you realize that you can take meaningful action to improve the situation. I invite you to watch other videos that I posted about retirement planning or other pieces of the personal financial planning puzzle. If you found the video content useful, then please tap the like button. Click on the bell for future notifications and consider subscribing to the Star & Standard channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you in a future video.